Hello, Patriots.
Hello, Patriots and Ons, digital soldiers, and proud deplorables.
This is Carrie.
This is Joel.
And we are the Quiet Boys.
Of Truth.
All right. We want to give a heartfelt welcome to everybody who is listening to us. Whether you're a new subscriber or somebody who's been here with us the whole time, we want to let you know how appreciated you are and how grateful we are for your support.
Absolutely. We really do appreciate you guys.
All right. So this is my first time running the tech stuff, guys. So we're going to see how that goes today.
All right. Don't crash the car, Carrie.
I'm going to try. I'm in the driver's seat here and I'm a little nervous, I got to say. Oh, goodness. All right. So we have 16 Q posts on today, the 16th of September, 2020. You want to jump right in, Joel?
That's usually the only way to do it.
All right.
So, yeah, why not?
So we're going to start with post 4715. So this is from today. This came in at 10:30 this morning. We've got two Instagram links here, guys. So this first one, I don't know, this person's name is Ant with the Cuts on Instagram. Now, if you click there, obviously this person has it set to private, so you can't go in there. And then the other one has been removed. So no real point clicking on these links over here. So the next post that we have, post 4716, shows some messages from that first account right here. Mm-hmm. So this guy, I guess, is called Banks. It's one of these guys here. I'm not sure which one.
I think it's that dude right there.
This guy?
Left. Yeah, I think it's that guy.
Yeah, okay. So basically he's messaging with somebody and he says, and they are open. Someone asks him, why are y'all trying to burn down the courthouse? I bet you were out looting too. He says, because, well, you can read that. And then the person responds, good, rating it up with your gang. He says, no, but I wish I was. And yeah. So basically this is one of the people who's out there setting fires.
Yeah.
So
pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah. So Joel is working on the chat. So if you are here in the chat and you want to say hi.
Oh, did you read that?
Oh, let's see. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So blah, blah, blah. Feds already got ran out of town once. Poor guys. And then the person responds, you're going to love being dead too when you keep blah, blah, blah with them. And they show you rioting isn't a joke.
Right.
Okay.
So is there anything else down beneath that, Carrie? No, I guess not. That was just a picture taken from...
I'm new, guys. I'm new. I got to remember to scroll all the way down.
Okay, let's should we get on to the next one then?
Yeah, go for it, Joel.
All right. So this post came in, post 4717, September 16th, 2020. At 10:45 a.m. looks like. So we've got a graphic there, and this look at this tweet. This was a tweet pulled from Direct Support PDX. They say, call for direct action after the news today. Stay safe, stay dangerous. So this must be coming from an Antifa account. Can you click on that graphic and make it a little bigger?
Yeah, this is obviously, look at the fist.
Yeah,
we know who this is. And then yeah, it's kind of interesting how it says be water, spread fire.
Right.
Okay, so let's see. So Q says spread fire. So yeah. Somebody pointed out that, well, if we look at this next post over here, you can see that this truck bed is full of water bottles. Yeah. So it's like these guys are...
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Gasoline cans.
So what I read was that they're posing as, going to give water to the people who are out there trying to put out the fires, right? So they're posing as bringing water while they're actually the ones who are starting the fires.
Yeah.
So
and who knows, they might actually be bringing them water and then just to play along with it, but also...
Well, yeah, it gives them an excuse to be out there.
Be
out there driving
and then
around.
They're starting more fires, whoever these guys are.
So that makes a lot of sense that they'd be... Be water, spread fire. Yeah, that's pretty clear.
Shady.
Pretty clear what they're up to. So this just kind of is the same, it's like Same thing down here.
Yeah, it looks like Hy-Vee7, I believe, on Twitter. If you click on this,
Mhm.
they pulled this head. Well, looks like this dude has a truck bed loaded up to set fires. Yeah, that comes from at Hy-Vee7.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting.
Okay. And then, yeah, this was just another.
Yeah, that
link
goes right to the
Hy-Vee. Yeah.
tweet. Was there anything down below that?
No.
No. Okay.
I checked this time.
Awesome.
All right. Post 4719. Yeah, here it is right here, guys. This is what I was just telling you about. And Anon says, be water, spread fire. They're using the cover of sharing water to first responders as cover to move around or actually spreading fire.
Yeah.
Pretty sick. Pretty sick. Okay, so Joel, you want to take this next one?
We'll just move into post 4720, drop 16th of September today at 11:08 a.m. It goes to, looks like, Bodie Crane's Twitter account. And this was interesting.
This is crazy.
So you might want to pay attention to this. This is DNI, Director of National Intelligence, Ratcliffe. So Bodie Crane says DOD states that Russia and China have weaponized their satellites with directed energy weapons. Yeah, guys, listen to this. This is crazy.
Meanwhile, in space, Moscow and Beijing have turned a once peaceful arena into a warfighting domain. They have weaponized space through killer satellites, directed energy weapons, and more in an effort to exploit our systems and chip away at our military advantage. Meanwhile, in space, Moscow and Beijing have turned a once peaceful arena into a warfighting domain.
Moscow and Beijing.
Killer satellites, directed energy weapons, and more. Energy weapons.
Wait, what was that?
Directed energy weapons. And more.
Okay. Huh. Directed energy weapons, you don't say.
Crazy.
You don't say.
Hopefully the sound was good on that video, guys. If anyone's watching, if you could let us know how the sound is. Yesterday it was kind of choppy and weird, so we had to. It sounds okay. Yeah, we're listening to it right now. Yeah. Perfect.
Absolutely.
All right, so this next one, we have a YouTube video. This is post 4721 from today at 11:10.
We have a YouTube ad here. YouTube ad alert.
We're going to do that again right now.
Oh yeah, this one's crazy.
This pandemic actually came from.
We're gonna let this one play, guys.
Yeah.
Right, Doctor, thanks so much.
You got to listen to this one, guys.
So,
Thank you.
thank you. I know that you've published some of your research. You're planning on publishing more soon. Give us, for a non-scientific audience, a summary of why you believe this virus came from the lab in Wuhan, please.
Okay, briefly from my first talk, I can present the solid scientific evidence to our audience that this virus, COVID-19 SARS-CoV-2 virus, actually is not from nature. It is a man-made virus created in the lab based on the China military discover and owned the very unique bad coronavirus, which cannot affect people, but after the modification, become the very harmful virus at now. So I have evidence to show why they can do it, what they have done, how did they do it.
So what you're saying is much more sinister even than we've suggested on this show, than Tom Cotton, so that almost anyone suggested. You're saying that the Chinese government manufactured this virus, if I'm hearing you correctly. That's what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. Based on the virus genome, is basically like our fingerprint. So you can see the very unusual characters in their genome, which clearly, based on the other evidence they left during the modification, we can see finally this is exactly the one come from their own special bad coronavirus and then target human.
What you're alleging is shocking more even than I anticipated when we invited you on. So I just want to ask the most obvious question, which is this genome presumably is in the possession of many researchers around the world. Why is nobody saying this if it's true?
Yeah, why there is nobody want to say it? It's because of the big suppression come from the Chinese Communist Party government and also their friend in scientific world. So basically, this is very clearly that this virus is like Frankenstein. So he created those things like basically a cow has deer's head, has rabbit's ear, and also have monkey's hand. So they can never get it from the nature. And there were evidence left in the genome. But the scientific world also keeps silence, work together with Chinese Communist Party. They don't want the people to know this truth. Also, that's why I get suspended, I get suppression. I am the target that the Chinese Communist Party want to be disappeared.
You're a brave person. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt and assuming you're not an anti-Chinese racist. So it's not why Twitter would shut you down or why you're being ignored by the rest of the US media. Let me ask you a couple of questions. Why would the Chinese government intentionally create a virus like this?
Okay, if you want to know the exact motive, the exact idea, I think people have to come to ask them, ask Communist Party, why did they do it? Because they are the ones do it. We cannot always understand their evil thinking. You have to come to ask them. But what we see already proved that they found that it harmed everyone in the world, lead to the historic pandemic, involve everyone.
How do you believe this virus made its way from the lab in Wuhan?
Oh, get ready.
Outside to the rest of the world?
Okay, first, as I said, I have this kind of solid scientific evidence, and also my next report will come out soon, make you fully understand it is. The other thing is, I work in the WHO reference lab, which is the top coronavirus lab in the world, in the University of Hong Kong. And since I get deeply into such investigation in secret from the early beginning of this outbreak, I had my intelligence because I also get my own unique network in China, involve the hospital, institute, and also government. Also, I work with the top coronavirologists in the world. So together with my experience, I can tell you, this is created in the lab. This is
created in the lab, guys.
By China military. And also it is spread to the world to make such damage.
To make such damage, do you believe the Chinese government released this intentionally, on purpose? Did they do this?
Yes, of course.
Oh.
And even no need more evidence, you already can see what they try to cover up from the early beginning, as I reviewed in different medias before. And also what else they have done, like making the fabricated virus to throw out the natural origin theory, censorship, everything that every evidence point to the lab origins, and also clearly try to make people like me want to talk about the truth get disappeared.
Ooh.
Man.
You know, it's to be shocked in a moment like this, but you've succeeded in shocking me. Unfortunately, not the forum for the details of your research. I don't have the grounding necessary to ask you the right questions. This is when you wish for a functioning media, because what you just said completely changes everything we think we know about the pandemic that's wrecking our country. So
Exactly.
I really hope sincerely that you will be doing many interviews in American media and explaining this in much greater detail. I hope you'll come back here. Doctor, thank you so much.
Thank you. Everyone needs to know the truth.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love this lady.
Yeah.
What a brave woman
Yeah,
to
no
come
kidding.
forward and give out this information to us. I mean, oh man, it's one thing for us to have known, just,
Yeah.
we've known this, that the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, was behind this, that they did this intentionally, that the scientists, the researchers, a lot of them are working directly for the Chinese Communist Party. And so we're not getting accurate
Absolutely.
information. We're not getting the truth. So it's one thing to have known that, and then to have this type of confirmation
Right.
is a whole nother thing, right, Joel?
You know what else the Chinese Communist Party wouldn't do, Carrie?
What's that, Joel?
Give shout outs to the Patriots in the chat. What's up, Pepe Kimagu, Selkio Tool? Welcome, guys.
Hey guys, welcome. So glad you're here with us.
Absolutely. So we just did post 4721. We're just going through the Q posts from today, guys, kind of running through them.
Yeah, so if you
checking
missed
them
that
out.
last one, guys, this woman just came on and basically said that the Chinese Communist Party created the COVID-19 virus intentionally. It is not from nature, and
But Anon's knew this, right?
yeah, we already knew it.
Anon's
I
knew.
mean, she's confirming it. What a brave
4722 dropped today, September 16th at 11:16 a.m. And it says, add it all up. 1, virus. 2, riots. In the kill box, organized Antifa. 3, fires. The why. So it looks like we got another YouTube video there. But first, Q says, make no mistake, they will not concede on election night. Make no mistake, they will not contest this they will contest this legally in battleground states. Make no mistake, they will project doubt in the election results. Make no mistake, they will organize massive riots and attempt anarchy 99 design playbook known.
Oh, yes, the playbook is known. That's what this video is about. Let's check that out.
That's right.
We have the playbook.
Yeah. Yes, definitely do. Definitely do.
Someone who's been watching all of this is Darren Beattie. He's a former speechwriter for President Trump. He works now with Revolver News, the website. He says this is part of a familiar plan. In a recent piece, Revolver argued that Democratic operatives, including some who testified during the impeachment proceedings, are adopting the same tactics that U.S. intel agencies use to start so-called color revolutions in places like Ukraine. Darren Beattie joins us tonight to explain. Darren, thanks so much for coming on. So, for our viewers who are not familiar with the color revolutions in Eastern Europe, state as clearly as you can what you think is going on right now in this election. What's the end game for?
Pay attention, guys. This is awesome. I mean, it's not awesome, but it's very informative.
Many have described the actions taken against Trump as a coup. And this is certainly correct, but it's a little bit general and vague. What's unfolding before our eyes is a very specific type of coup called the color revolution. It's a regime change model favored by many in our national security apparatus, particularly against Eastern European countries, to overthrow target regimes that they don't like. One model, which is not the color revolution model, is purely sending a bunch of troops into a country and removing by military force a leader you don't like. That's like the Iraq model. Right. The color revolution model is a little bit more delicate and subtle, has several characteristics, but the chief characteristics of it is a combination of an engineered contested elections scenario combined with massive mobilized protests, which they call, as a term of art, peaceful protests and acts of civil disobedience. If that sounds familiar, it gets even better. It's not only the same strategies and tactics used against Trump that's used against Eastern European dictators that our national security apparatus doesn't like. It's literally the same people who are color revolution professionals.
The same people.
A long history of using these same tactics against foreign leaders they don't like to use against democratically elected President Donald Trump. It's the same people using the very same playbook.
Yep.
Now, I'd like to talk about one of the key figures in this operation, a nexus point not only between color revolutions overseas and the color revolution against Trump, but a nexus point between lawfare and mass mobilization and so-called peaceful protests. This is a man by the name of Norm Eisen. Norm Eisen is a key legal hatchet man, Democrat operative, former Obama ethics czar, believe it or not. And he is also a key architect of nearly every effort to censor, sue, impeach, and overthrow the president. He is the author of, in fact, a color revolution playbook, literally called the playbook. And one of the items he calls for in his playbook to overthrow regimes overseas he doesn't like is engineering election fraud scenarios, using election fraud to engineer mass protests to question the legitimacy of the target leader. Norm Eisen has a long and checkered history going all the way back to the days at Crew, which is a lawfare arm. He's been behind over 180 lawsuits against Trump. He authored 10 articles of impeachment before the president's phone call was even made. He was special counsel to the Democrats for the impeachment process. He was literally involved in every aspect of this color revolution against Trump. His latest act, and perhaps his greatest act coming up, is to use lawfare in order to overturn the 2020 election, using various legal theories, principally his theory about...
Norm Eisen. Remember the name. I'm sorry, Darren, we're out of time. I appreciate that.
Oh,
We'll be right
man.
back. Thank you.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
That is crazy, guys. Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
How about that?
So they literally have his book that he authored called The Play
Mhm.
that he's using. I mean, oh man, I up until watching this, never heard of a color revolution. Have you heard of that before, Joel?
It sounds vaguely familiar, but it's like something that's in the back of your head. You kind of, you know how you remember
Right,
miscellaneous
yeah.
information?
No, I mean, it's very
Yeah.
clearly what they're doing, the engineered contested election leading to massive protests.
Oh, real
That's
quick.
what they're going for.
Yeah, it is. Real quick, before we go any further, is the video audio good for you guys? Let us know in the chat, 5x5 or something.
Yeah, so exactly what they're doing is they're trying to question the legitimacy of an elected leader. So, yeah. And then
Yeah.
they're pushing the narrative that they're going to win and Trump's going to lose and Trump's not going to concede, but that's all projection. The reality is they're the ones who are not going to concede. And we have their playbook, so we know exactly what they're going to do. So guys, yeah, like Tucker said, remember that name, Norm Eisen. I haven't had a chance to look into that person, but definitely worth doing.
Yeah.
So all of us digging, we can look into that playbook.
Love the diggins. Live diggins is fun too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. All right. So
All right.
what else do we got
So
here?
our next one is post 4723. And let's see. Oh, yeah. Wall Street Journal says Attorney General Barr tells prosecutors to consider charging violent protesters with sedition.
Mm.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. Q says the media is complicit. Fact checkers created to reinforce the same narrative, propaganda they themselves created. Social media censor, terminate, silence, anti-narrative accounts. Echo system of control. Mission, keep the public controlled and in the dark.
Right.
Information warfare.
So fact checkers create, yeah, you've seen that. Like they have like the
Right.
fact
They're
checkers.
fake fact
right?
checkers.
Right. Like they're fact checking like all the information.
They're like reinforced.
hired by the same
reinforcing.
people that were supposedly supposed to be fact checkers or investigative journalists or hold themselves to some measure of accountability that
Well, that's exactly what
don't.
they did with the Atlantic article.
Right.
Remember? So
that one was
stupid
stupid. It's like they
Atlantic
just
article
made
comes
it up.
out, and then all these like, was it CNN said they confirmed the story, right? They had a
Right.
fact checker who confirmed the story, but notice they never said the name of the fact checker.
Right.
So yeah.
Pretty interesting.
We can kind of see through that, guys. We can see through that. All right, you want to take this one?
Sure. So
Joel?
post 4724 drops 16th of September, which is today at 12:10 p.m. Why did it take an outsider to finally deliver the start of peace in the Middle East? And same sentence again here. Why did it take an outsider to finally deliver the start of peace in the Middle East? News coverage? Like none.
Nothing.
Front
yeah.
pages, like nothing. Missile strikes, attempt to terminate. Peace doesn't sell. War, fear in the kill box does. Bunch of dollar signs. It's cha-ching, 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 cha-ching,
Well,
cha-ching in my mind.
exactly. They don't make money
Right.
off of peace, right?
Yeah. Evil and corruption at highest levels. Q.
They want us in a
Yeah.
perpetual state of war so that they can make. Oh, they're disgusting. That's evil.
Oh man. Yeah, pretty crazy. So it looks like the signal was cutting out for Selkie, weak signal, so audio was cutting out. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's all good though.
Well, yeah, we've all been having, I think,
Yeah.
some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gampa Gamer, thanks for being here, man. Right on. Yeah.
All right.
A pretty
So
long
this is a long one, guys. So it's another one from Catherine Harridge.
What post
and
is this?
this
Is
is
4725?
4725 from 153 today. So has to do with FISA. Actually, I think if I can go into her
The actual
thread,
tweet
that
right
might,
there. Yeah, there you go. Let's check that out.
Okay, so she says, recently released opinion from FISA court contains noteworthy disclosures. It lays out ground rules for using information from unlawful surveillance. Carter Page for FOIA, civil litigation by Page, IG, and Durham. The government acknowledges that there were material omissions. Plus, the court has found violations of the government's duty of candor in all 4 applications. So, yeah, this is crazy. Let's see if we go in here. I think we can make it bigger. Let's see if we go down here. Release of court opinion related to retention and disclosure of unlawful FISA collection. So, as we know, the whole thing was unlawful, illegal. Yeah, I don't think we want to read this whole thing. What do you think?
Yeah,
Joel?
we can link it down in the description for you guys to go check out for yourselves. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, but this is the most important or relevant piece right here. The government did not seek, nor did the FISA court authorize the retention, use, or disclosure of the relevant FISA information for intelligence purposes.
Very interesting.
Okay, and then all this is just all of that again.
Oh, okay. Correction.
Yeah, so, this one was interesting. So this is a repost 3788 from back in
23rd.
January. Yeah, so that article is titled Justice Department Believes It Lacked Legal Basis for Continued Surveillance of Trump Advisor. But I'm thinking it's not, because it says here, correction will be needed. All surveillance regarding POTUS will be concluded that there was insufficient predication to establish probable cause. So it's not just lacking legal basis for continued surveillance, it's lack of, they should never have been allowed to
do that
to get the surveillance in the first place. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So they're in big trouble.
Big trouble.
Big trouble.
Hey, how many of you out there have been tracking what's been going on since the 14th? I mean, if you think about it, that's Monday through Friday of this week, and then next week, Monday through Friday, tracking what's going on.
Yeah, there's just so much to keep track of. So if all of us are working together, we can get this the whole picture here.
Yes, we can. All right, so post 4726 dropped today, September 16th at 2:27 p.m. We've got a link to a Twitter account, and it says 135 in the kill box, so maybe that's where we really need to pay attention.
I think we might have already seen this, guys. This is where he's talking about the directed energy weapon.
This is Ratcliffe here.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'd like to wish a happy birthday to the United States Air Force. For 73 years and counting, you have provided our nation with unlimited reach, unmatched power, and unyielding vigilance across the globe. As we look toward the next 7 decades and beyond, emerging technologies are fundamentally altering the character of warfare. Our air, space, and cyber personnel will be at the forefront of tomorrow's high-end fight. In the years ahead, wars will be fought not just on land and sea, as they have for thousands of years, or in the air, as they have for the past century, but also in outer space and cyberspace in unprecedented ways. Preparing for this requires modernizing our force for high-intensity conflict. It requires strengthening our network of allies and partners, and it requires expanding our warfighting capabilities across all 5 of these domains. In this era of great power competition, we cannot take for granted the United States' long-held advantages. The Air Force, in particular, has maintained uncontested air superiority for decades with persistent intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, and precision airstrikes anytime, anywhere. However, our near-peer rivals, China and Russia, seek to erode our long-standing dominance in air power through long-range fires, anti-axis aerial denial systems, and other asymmetric capabilities designed to counter our strengths. Meanwhile, in space, Moscow and Beijing have turned a once peaceful arena into a warfighting domain. They have weaponized space through killer satellites, directed energy weapons, and more in an effort to export our system
So,
and chip away.
Q's like telling us to watch it from that point in the video at 1:35, and this is like exactly what we saw earlier, guys, about the directed energy weapons. So, I mean,
yeah, and this one, there's another video here. This one is from the Air Force, right? This one is pretty crazy.
Air Force harnessing the power of directed energy. Let's check that out. Can you make that bigger? I want to see that. A lot of you may have already seen this technology, but yeah, it's been around for a little bit. Surprisingly, not a lot of people know we have it. Wow. Wow.
Ooh, wow is right.
Look at that. So if
Oh,
there's any doubt in
man.
your mind that we don't have these, like, guys, look at that. Look at that. Military satellite applications. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm one of those people
Right.
who, I mean, I've heard of this, of course, but I
And Ratcliffe was
was not
just talking
aware.
about China and Russia, you know, weaponizing their
Yes,
satellites.
absolutely.
It's a very real possibility. You know, you can have an energy weapon on a satellite and hit like a target, a really small target from a long ways away, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay, guys.
Oh no.
Back to the island.
Oh man.
Back to Jeffrey Epstein. So I'm wondering if this is an old post because I've seen this before.
Well, click on it.
I
Let's
saw
make
this
it bigger and
a
we'll
while ago.
see.
This is Les Wexner, of course.
Yeah,
oh
so
yeah, from
July 30th,
last year, July 30th.
2019.
Victoria's Secret reportedly continued to work with a modeling agency after it was accused of supplying underage girls to Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, so we know that.
Right, of course, because why not, right?
Hopefully all you
Crying out
ladies
loud.
out there stopped shopping at Victoria's Secret a long time ago, just like I did, once I realized what they were all about. This next one, we have that now very famous photo of Prince Andrew and Victoria Giuffre Roberts with Miss Ghislaine in the background. And then here you can tell that's Prince
like,
Andrew,
yeah,
and he's
looks
about
like
to grab this poor girl inappropriately. I'm not sure if that's Virginia or another girl, but she's clearly very young.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Eh,
And then this next one, we've seen this before. Bill getting his massage. I don't know if that's Virginia or if that's another girl.
I don't remember seeing this picture.
Yeah, I've seen this before.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow, this
definitely.
first for me. Interesting. But
Yeah,
I mean,
and
we all
then-
knew, right?
Yeah.
You know, there was somebody, I saw somebody put out on Twitter something about, I don't know, is Hillary. She was saying something about President Trump, and somebody had flipped it around. Something about Trump messing with our kids or something, and they put this picture up there. Well, when Bill's done blanking with our kids, blah blah blah.
Mm,
Yeah, I was like,
mhm.
oh, burn,
Yeah.
burn.
I'm wondering
Called out.
why Q is putting these back up right now. You know, if this is, I mean, obviously it's got to be significant.
Yeah,
Hopefully, we're going to see some justice
yeah.
coming for these folks right here.
Space Force, yes. Okay. Oh, Richard Fulton, yeah. Welcome, man.
Welcome,
North Florida
welcome.
Patriot in
All
the
right,
house.
woohoo.
Right on. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
All right. And then the last post that we've gotten so far today on the 16th has this creepy Mickey Mouse watch.
Mhm.
A lot of speculation about what this means. We're not entirely sure. Looks to me like it's pointing to 10:09 and 8 seconds, but then I mean that there's 8 of these
Right.
highlighted, so it could be 10:08. I tried to do some just very, very basic digging, guys. I am by no means an autist or on the boards in any way, but I am curious and I like to look into things. And so I was trying to figure out what this means. By now, hopefully you all know how evil Disney is, and especially Mickey Mouse is representative of, you know, the spells that they try to put us under, and MK Ultra and all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
a lot of weird stuff with
Um,
Disney, guys. But like you said, Disney is a
right.
distraction.
Yeah, it's
Disney
a
is a
distraction at the very
distraction.
least, and it's
There's been a lot of weird
evil.
stuff that's gone on through Disney, guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
if
I'm
you
sure.
don't know, definitely look into Disney, guys. Definitely
Yeah.
like CIA, MK Ultra, all of
Yeah,
that
the
stuff
Monarch.
going on with Disney.
Yeah, Monarch program.
Yeah,
Very
and
weird
Mickey
stuff.
Mouse is huge in that. He's one of the symbols of all
Yeah.
of that. So
Yeah.
somebody pointed out on Twitter, I saw this earlier, that Tom Hanks is wearing a Mickey Mouse watch in the movie The Da Vinci Code, which I thought was kind of interesting. And on that watch, you can't see it very clearly, so I'm not even going to try to pull it up right now, but it looked like Mickey was holding pizza in his hand, pointing to the numbers. So
very
that's pretty
strange.
disgusting.
Very strange.
And then also there's a Mickey Mouse watch on the wall in one of the Toy Story movies, which is also, of course, Tom Hanks. So I don't know what the significance is of that, but we all know, well, you might know about Tom Hanks, and we all know the significance of pizza and Mickey Mouse. So
yeah.
it's curious, though, that Q would put this up right now, especially after all of these photos that just came up.
Right. You know, and I saw on Twitter too, there were people decoding it or trying to decode it, getting it figured out. One suggestion, theory, idea that was thrown out there is that is like October 8th, 9th, or 10th.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
Is October 8th, 9th, or 10th like the sky is falling narrative?
Yeah, right. Because we've been hearing Red
you know.
October, right?
Yeah,
and this
exactly.
is pointing to 10, 8,
and that
or
there's
9.
surprises or a surprise getting prepped and warmed for October.
So one thing that I was just curious, and I was looking up different dates and posts that were 10:08, 10:09, or the dates, you know, October 8th and 9th. And I came across post 2367. So let's see if we can remember how to do this, Joel. It's just hashtag, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then the post number. So
I think it's that double hashtag, but
is
I
it
can't
double
remember.
hashtag?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, there
we
you
go.
got it.
Okay, so
and
this
explain to him how you got here.
I'm trying to remember how I got here, guys. Okay, so I went to October 8th. So I was just looking at 10:08 because it was 8, you know, the seconds were highlighted on that creepy Mickey Mouse watch. So I went to October 8th of 2018, and so it's got a post from 2273, and So basically, the part that I found interesting here, so it's talking about Mueller and all of that stuff, but then it says here in the middle, POTUS will not be baited to fire when the release itself will force resignation, termination, and then RR in the kill box.
Which
I think
was
they were
Rod
talking about Rod
Rosenstein.
Rosenstein, whatever.
Mhm.
So they're talking about it like POTUS won't have to fire him, right? Because he'll resign or term, that. But then down at the bottom, Q says, but of course, Anons already knew POTUS would not be baited to fire. Think red line.
Right.
So we know red line is the fire department.
Right. When you have that.
So we're
on the
talking
line, yeah.
about
just like the blue line is for law enforcement.
exactly. So we're talking about
Huh.
actual fire. And they are
Interesting.
trying to bait President Trump right now, and they're
Right.
blaming the fires on him and their
Mhm.
whole climate change narrative and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, so I don't really know, guys. I was just playing around and looking up stuff.
That's
today.
always fun to do.
Right.
If you haven't tried
when you
it,
have
try it.
time
Yeah.
to actually do that. Yeah.
You might
and
come across something mind-blowing.
exactly. And then another interesting thing, the last line of this original post was prepare for sky is falling week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we all kind of feel like that's coming in
Sky is
October.
falling week.
I think the next post after this one said Red October also. So who knows? I mean,
Yeah, very
just an interesting thing to
Yeah.
look into.
Yep.
So yeah, if any of you have done any kind of digging into this and found something else, let us know.
Yeah,
for
let us
sure.
know.
We
You can
always wanna
contact
know.
us at quietvoiceoftruth.
quietvoiceoftruth@gmail.com.
That's right.
All right.
Um,
I think we're going to end it here, guys.
Yeah.
So
That's all that come out today. There's quite a lot, so we had to go live again.
Yeah. So we don't get behind because things are
Right.
happening so fast. So remember, keep track of everything that's going on, guys.
Yeah.
Together, we'll put it all to, all of the information together. And
Yep.
yeah,
It is pretty interesting. So what
times.
exactly happened today that we know of specifically
Well,
before we leave?
I don't know what happened today, Joel.
Okay, well,
you writing it down somewhere? I hope so.
I can tell you in just a minute because
All
there's
right.
so much to keep track of, guys. It's kind of mind blowing. I mean, I'm sure you.
Well, yeah, it's
all
absolutely
feeling the
mind blowing.
same way.
We're all feeling that.
Yeah.
Like every second of every day.
Oh, right. Okay. So this was an interesting thing.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can get us here. So this was a pretty interesting deal. So let's keep going.
Oh, that was a good one that you just passed.
Yeah. Oh, so this was actually funny, guys. Listen to this.
Rioters, protesters, whatever you want to call them, smash their windows, threaten their customers. Many of them.
Listen to what happens when you drop the name of Palpatine Soros.
From the coronavirus.
Oh, that's
where
right.
These folks came along and torched their businesses and brought them to the ground. They haven't seen any sort of relief. No one has come to help them. And I think for a lot of people, they see the numbers around the destruction and they don't think about that every one of those businesses is a family, is a face, is a person who is now struggling and has no way to support their family. That's who I want to see in this hearing. That I want America to see the faces of these people whose lives have been destroyed by this violence.
Yeah, so true. They represent everybody, right? Speaker Gingrich, I know you have a final thought for us.
Listen, guys.
Oh yeah, this is great.
The number one problem in almost all these cities is George Soros elected left-wing, anti-police, pro-criminal district attorneys
Tell him, Newt.
refuse to keep people locked up. Just yesterday, they put somebody back on the street who's wanted for 2 different murders in New York City. You cannot solve this problem, and both Harris and Biden have talked very proudly about what they call progressive district attorneys. Progressive district attorneys are anti-police, pro-criminal, and overwhelmingly elected with George Soros' money, and they're a major cause of the violence we're seeing because they keep putting the violent criminals back on the street.
I'm not sure we need to bring George Soros into this.
Wait, what?
He paid for it. I mean, why can't we discuss the fact that millions of dollars he spent?
I agree with Melissa. George Soros doesn't need to be a part of this conversation.
What?
Exactly. What?
What the
Let's
hell?
vote.
Why not? She doesn't know what to say.
We're gonna move on.
Talk about dead air.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
She's just
Wow.
silent. We're gonna move on.
Yeah. So
Oh
also,
my god.
let's see here. Let's keep rolling because there was another interesting thing I saw earlier. Oh, no, went too far. Hold on, guys. That is pretty funny, though. Current state of the Democratic
geez.
Party, MSM, and Antifa. This is funny. Those who tell conspiracy theorists to take off their tinfoil hats are now wearing this.
Right. Oh my god.
It's too much. It's
Yeah,
too
it
much.
is.
That came
It's
from
too much.
incarnated fruit. This freaking, she put some stuff out there, just cracks me up. But this is what I wanted to show you guys. So this came from
Oh,
Ryan
gosh,
Fournier,
yes,
right?
Yes.
So it said, breaking, the Senate Homeland Security Committee has just authorized subpoenas for John Brennan, James Clapper, and James Comey. This is long overdue, right? So yeah, Brother Beer was asking for thoughts on this just to, clarify. And I think maybe somebody dropped something down in his comment section, but I know Fox News had put something out there about it too, if this will ever load.
There we go.
Okay, yeah, you show me more replies because whoever put that in there looks, yeah. So Texas Patriot replying to Beer, threw this out there. This goes to Fox News, and they say the same thing. Senate Homeland Security Committee authorizes subpoenas for testimony from Obama officials as part of Russia probe. Includes John Brennan, James Clapper, and James Comey. Interesting indeed. So there's that we're just playing it by ear here, but I'm sure hopefully there'll be more sauce coming to that.
We just saw those two Q posts. One of them was James Comey.
Right.
50 times, right?
Yeah.
And then John Brennan, treason, 48 times.
So a lot of other stuff for sure. But that was awesome. Newt calling out Soros by name. Like, why can't we say his name? He's funding them. He's funding them.
Why can't we? Right?
Exactly.
Fight, Patriots. Out
there.
And those guys were scared. They're like, oh no, don't say his name.
Yeah. Oh no.
They're probably getting funded from him too.
They're like watching this show right now.
Yeah.
Don't talk about him.
Those people are sick. Ugh. Okay. So hey, let's show you guys our Q collection.
Oh yeah.
We still have it up there, and we are coming up with some new ideas. We actually have some really cute ideas that we will be putting out there pretty soon, hopefully.
Absolutely.
And we definitely want to do something to honor our fire department, who's working so hard right now, and our police department, who we absolutely love and respect. And
got
and
a
our
lot
military
of law enforcement family out there.
Definitely.
So this will do it for this episode, right, Carrie?
I think so.
Okay, so if you're new here, if you're happening to enjoy our content, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, toggle the notification bell. That way you'll also be notified when we put out a video, and you will be notified when we go live, which seems to be kind of sporadic as of late, but you guys will know when we go live when we do that. Just know if Q's posting a lot, we'll probably have to go live. That's right. But yeah, so that should do it for this episode, and I think that'll do it, right?
Yeah.
No more? Okay, perfect. All right, Patriots and Ons and digital soldiers, please do not forget, where we go one,
we go all. Love you, Patriots. Stay safe,
God
and we
bless,
love
Patriots.
you.
Goodbye.